you go, Gavin.
Oh, thanks, Mum.
What's this?
Oh, that's my Landscape Photographer of the Year award. First place.
Wow, I didn't know about this. Well done, son. I'm really proud of you.
Yeah.
What's this?
No, don't do that.
It says Adam Gibbs.
Yeah, Gavin, how did you win your trophy?
Gavin, that's Adam's. Give it him back.
God.
I thought you'd have grown out of this by now.
Yeah, come on, give it back.
You need your legs slapping.
Give it.
Hey, what's going on here then? What's the bugger been up to now?
Roy, fetch the slipper.
Oh, come on!
Did Adam ever give you your trophy?
Oh, my Landscape Photographer of the Year trophy. No, thanks for reminding me. Have you got it? Let's have it.
Really? You want it right now?
Well, we've been here 3 days. I want my trophy. It's mine.
Here.
Landscape Photographer of... Hang on. This says 2017. And it says second place. What's this?
They haven't sent me the new one, so you'd have to make do with that one.
You got a pen and some tape. We'll have to fix this. This is not acceptable.
You can't do that to my trophy.
I'll do whatever. It's my trophy now. I'll do whatever I want to it. We'll fix that up. Put Gavin Hardcastle on 2018. Thank you very much. Oh, there you go. You look after it for me. Don't get too attached.
I've never had anything like this.
Well, maybe next year you'll be the winner.
Don't put your fingerprints all over it. That's finest crystal, that is.
It's touchy, isn't it?
It is a bit touchy, yeah?
He did finally cheer up though after a few deep hits from the boots of Stilton.
Oh, I love the smell of my own boots.
Right, so we just arrived at this gorgeous coastal forest that Nick was going to show us, and it's only, I would say, 100 feet from the water, and there's the setting sun, and it's casting this very bright glow on these, as you can probably see from here, these gnarly... What do you think? Are these oaks?
Oaks, yeah.
They look like oak trees, and Nick's already gone ahead and got in there, but I can imagine once we're in there, there's all kinds of shapes and compositions, and we're just going to have to try and figure out how to deal with this very, very harsh sunlight. So the hunt for compositions began, with the walking Stilton, Baron von Page and myself heading off in different directions. Now, having never laid eyes on this place before, I did feel a bit like a kid in a candy store.
Right now, we have a really bright background, but because we're higher than the background will go into shade first. So if we do find a really good composition, we can kind of wait for the background to go into shade, and then we'll still have that nice backlight through our trees and darker background.
I managed to capture an exquisite moment depicting an artist at one with nature on a primal level. And I'm sure you'll agree that the purity of this candid moment, well, it borders on the sublime. I do love myself a nice question mark tree, and I found this beautiful reverse question mark here. The only problem is the light has gone dull now because the sun has dropped, and even though this is an easier light to work with, we've lost that lovely backlight and that canopy light. Everything's very dull and muted now, so if I'm going to make anything work, it really has to be a very nice composition, which I'm finding difficult. No surprises there, forest photography is difficult. But this forest is quite large, and then there's another one just beyond it. So if we don't find anything today, we've still got a few more days here on Mull, I'm sure we can spend a bit of time, find the perfect comp, and then it's just a case of waiting for the right light for that comp. But as a location, this is just one of my favourite forests that I've ever seen. With the best of the light gone, this was looking like a fruitless mission. However, it wasn't an entire loss, because at the very least we'd scoped out some juicy angles. Well, we tried, and we got here a smidge late, I think. If we'd have been about half an hour earlier, maybe an hour earlier, we would have found the comps. But we didn't get the killer shots today, or maybe he did. He's feeling pretty confident. But we decided to come back tomorrow. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it'll be nice in the morning.
Yeah, sunrise. So the sun will rise just over there, and Nick's just checked on Photopill's app just to see exactly where the angle of dangle is. So it looks pretty good, eh?
Yeah, it's dangling in the right direction.
Okay, so it's the morning after the night before. This is our second attempt
at getting into this forest just as the sun is popping up over the horizon, and I reckon we've timed it perfectly for probably the first time in my entire photography career, and we're all quite excited about getting some very juicy shots. Well, I think I've found my first composition of the day, and what's drawn me to this spot is this lovely arching branch which makes a nice window frame to the scene in front of it, and really all that's in front of it is these backlit mossy rocks, another tree and some ferns, but the whole ensemble together looks really pretty. And the shot that I took a few minutes ago, I got really low and shot at an upwards angle to get the sun star blasting through the top of the branch there.
I just love the shapes and forms that make up this collection of trees, and with everything backlit, it really adds a lot of contrast and punchy dynamics to the shot. And to get the sun star, I used an aperture of f/16, which also gave me huge depth of field with front to back focus. Not bad for having been there for just 5 whole minutes.
Like I said in my last video, I don't really do these sun stars that often, but they look so good on this 16-35 lens. I can't resist it, and I'm shooting directly into the sun. Oh, but hang on. The midges are out. I better make this quick. Right, so yeah, so it's a nice window frame, very, very pleasing light shooting directly into the sun, which gives you those shadows coming towards the lens. I really like that kind of look. I think one of the biggest challenges I'm finding with this type of photography right now is when I find an interesting tree, and I found a gorgeous one here, because I love this. It's almost like a sprawling octopus upside down. When you find something, you get really close to it, and then the sky opens up in the background, and you don't really get a simple composition. Oh, the midges are driving me mental right now. That's what I want. I want a simple comp, ideally with no sky in it, just canopy. And you know, you find yourself having to get higher so that you can get that canopy back and lose the sky, but then the tree loses that shape that you had when you were closer and lower. So these are the challenges that we're facing. I'll keep looking. Well, I finally found a very nice composition that I like. I think I might have found it a little bit too late because the light is very, very harsh now. But I do love this curling tree. And not only is it one of those reverse question marks, but then it's got a branch that curls under and then goes up off into the distance. So I've framed that up with a bit of these mossy rocks in the foreground there. And it looks like this was a wall at some point. Someone must have built a wall, and these ferns are getting lovely light coming in, streaming in from the side. The same light that's hitting the tree there. But yeah, I wish I'd found it about 20 minutes ago, but here's the shot.
Well, I do like the composition, but as I just mentioned, the light was becoming very harsh. Now, if I ever get the opportunity to revisit this forest in fog, well, then you can expect multiple photogasms of the highest possible order. Whoa.
Well, it's funny, I've kind of done a full circle of the forest. I've ended up back where I started with this lovely arching dead branch framing this scene nicely, but now that the sun is up higher, there's a lot more backlight splashing all over the scene. So I've backed off this time. Instead of shooting with the super wide and going for that sun star, I've now backed off about 15-20 feet, and I'm shooting with a longer focal length. And now that backlight is on pretty much everything in the scene, but I've still got that lovely frame, but with the different focal length and that different change in the light, it's a completely different shot. So here's the shot.
Well, maybe it's not a completely different shot to the first one, but I would be interested to know which composition you preferred. Do you like this one where I managed to exclude most of the sky, or do you prefer the sun star shot from earlier? So even though we got there nice and early, the best of the light was now completely over and done with, and it was time to call it quits, grab a late breakfast and move on to the next shoot.
I kind of feel like these woodlands are the best photos that I'm going home with. Like from this particular location, the area with the bluebells, I feel like those were the nicest.
Yeah.
And they were the most fun for me to shoot because you're actually going to walk around and be creative and like put you in that creative place rather than just like going and dropping the tripod and shooting stupid ass arch that you walk a mile, like forever for.
13 kilometers too.
And then died.
And then almost died going home.
So the Four Musketeers are one man down. Thomas Heaton bailed. He's gone to Menorca on holiday, and so it's just us three left to do the actual work.
It's a really selfish thing for him to do, isn't it?
How dare he have a holiday?
On his wife.
We've been working so hard today.
We have. We've sat down, drank coffee, checked emails, complained about how dehydrated we were. So yesterday was the hike to Carseg Arch, and both Nick and I got severely dehydrated.
Yeah, I probably packed half of the water, if that I should have.
Less than.
Yeah, because you know, you want to save weight, so rather than taking, you know, the things that contribute to staying alive, I decided to take an extra lens instead.
Priorities, though, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, you know. And by the time we got back to the car, I was just so obsessed with that first drink of water. For the majority of the hike back, all I could think about was water. And to be walking on a trail where there's waterfalls and little streams, and then the sound of babbling brooks as you're walking and dying of thirst, it was the most cruel.
It's brutal.
thing. It was awful.
All you can think about is water and just how wonderful it feels. You don't fully appreciate how wonderful water is until you are about to perish like a prune.
And to make it worse, I had a life straw in my suitcase. I was just thinking the whole time, man, if I had that life straw, I'd be down on my.
Have you actually used one of those things yet?
No.
Right, so the thing, you see the commercials, right, and you see these super slim, very athletic people, you know, kneeling down, crouched, sucking out of a flat stream.
The reality
is,
difficult than
yeah,
that.
you're like, you bent. I can barely get over my gut as it is, right? And then you're laying with your head at some weird angle, sucking for the life of you for the merest drop of moisture. It's terrible. I mean, it's a great idea, but it's not for people of my stature.
What do you do for water when you're on big, long hikes, Adam?
I just boil water.
Boil it?
And in the mountains, I don't even bother treating it.
Really?
Really?
Not a place where you want to get sick, though, is it?
If I was in California, then yes, I would. But in BC, I don't bother because most of it's glacial fed, so I don't worry about it.
Have you ever gotten sick?
No.
I feel like there needs to be some subtitles right here saying, kids, do not try this at home.
Well, the thing is, so right, you know, like Tom was saying, oh, you could probably drink out of that waterfall that's coming down the mountain there. You might be a bit sick for a couple of days, but then there was a dead, rotting lamb just down the road.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't know, 200 feet from it. I was like, probably not.
How do you know that there's not one upstream?
Yeah, and for sure there's goat
all kinds
shit.
of goat shit. Yeah.
Well, you definitely don't want to get beaver fever.
Yeah.
I remember years ago, some friends and I did a hike in Utah, and there was just this little trickle. And my friend Michael, he drinks more tea than I do. He was dying for a cup of tea, so he actually scooped up some water out of this more like a puddle, and boiled some water for tea. Oh god, it's the worst cup of tea I've ever had. It had all kind of grit in it and sand.
Anyway, we've rehydrated.
I'm not so sure that I've.
No?
I've drank a little, maybe one bottle of water today. I need to have some water.
Oh, you need at least 4 or 5 more.
Yeah.
So let's go for a beer.
Exactly.
Gavin,
Tell your mum how you want it.
I'm sorry. Don't you be cracking out. You'll ruin it for us.
Gavin, sorry. It says Adam Gibbs there.
Yeah, Gavin, how did you win your award? Tell your mum.
Yes, Gavin, tell your mum.
I've forgotten my lines. He needs a clip round the ear.
So what's the bugger been doing this guy?
Yeah, Gavin, tell your mum how you won the award.
No,
Gavin.
Yeah, Gavin, tell your mother how you won it.
okay, one more time.
Yeah, Gavin, tell your mother how you won the award. Yeah, Gavin, tell your mother how you won the award.
Yes, Gavin. I see it's second place anyway, not first.
Exactly. That's what I put. It's in my pocket. Yeah.
Why the f would you be carrying it in your pocket?
Right, where is the bugger?